If any... What's that word? Pretenses have served masters, any children undutiful parents, if any servants have too little wages, or any husband too much wife, let them repair to the noble Sergeant Kite, and the sign of the Raven, in this good town of Shrewsbury, and they shall receive present relief and entertainment. Gentlemen, I don't beat my drums to ensnare or inveigle any man, for you must know, gentlemen, that I am a man of honour. Besides, I don't beat up for common soldiers, no. I list only the grenadiers. Grenadiers, gentlemen. Pray, gentlemen, observe this cap. This is the cap of honour. It dubs a man or gentleman in the drawing of a ticker. This is the cap of honour. It dubs a man or gentleman in the drawing of a ticker.
Oh, I see. So you turn it on and you become a different character. Oh, I see. This is props on the cheek, isn't it?
This was just for my converse. This is a cap.
Oh, this is a cap of honour. It dubs a man, a gentleman, in a drawing of a ticker. And he that has good fortune to be born 6 foot high will be born a great man. Sir, will you leave me try this cap upon your head?
Is there no harm in it? Won't the cap listen?
No, no more than I can. Let you see how it becomes you.
Are you sure there's no conjuration in it? No gunpowder plot upon me?
No, no, friend, don't fear, man.
My mind misgives me plainly. Let me see. It smells monthly of sweat and brimstone. Pray, Sergeant, what writing is this upon the face of it?
Page 6.
Page 8.
The crown, or the bed of honour.
Pray now, what may be the same bed of honour?
Oh, a mighty large bed, bigger than half the great bed of where 10,000 people may lie in it together and never feel one another.
My wife and I would do well to lie in it.
Bitch.
Well, we don't care for feeling one another. But do folks sleep sound in the same bed of honour?
Sound? Aye, so sound that they never wake.
Warned, I wish again that my wife lay there.
Say you so? Then I find you, brother.
Brother, hold there, friend. I'm no kindred to you that I know of as yet. Look ye, Sergeant, no coaxing, no wielding, do you see? If I have a mind to list, why so? If not, why 'tis not so therefore? Take your cap and your brothership back again, for I ain't disposed at this present writing. No coaxing, no bothering my faith.
I coax? I wheedle? I'm above it. Sir, I have served 20 campaigns, but sir, you talk well, and I must own that you are a man every inch of you. A pretty young sprightly fellow. I love a fellow with a spirit, but I scorn to coax, 'tis base. Though I must say that never in my life have I seen a better built man. How firm and strong he treads. He steps like a castle. But I scorn to wield any man. Come, honest lad, will you take share of a pot?
No, for that matter, I'll spend my penny with the best he that wears a head. That is, begging your pardon, sir, in a fair way.
Give me your hand then. And now, gentlemen, I have no more to say but this. From here.
Oh.
There you are. Here is a purse of gold. Here's a purse of gold, and there's a tub humming ale in my quarters. 'Tis the Queen's money and the Queen's drink. She's a generous Queen, and loves her subjects. I hope, gentlemen, you won't refuse the Queen's health.
No!
Huzzah, then! Huzzah for the Queen, and the honour of Shropshire. Huzzah! Beat drum!
What a riding habit. By the grenadier march it should be my drum, and by that shout it should beat with success. Let me see. 4 o'clock. At 10 yesterday morning I left London. 120 miles in 30 hours is pretty smart riding, but nothing to the fatigue of recruiting.
Welcome to Shrewsbury, noble captain. From the banks of the Danube to the
Not read.
Noble captain, you are welcome.
Ah, a very elegant reception indeed, Mr. Kite. I find you are fairly entered into your recruiting stray. Pray, what success?
I have been here but a week, and I have recruited 5.
5. Pray, what are they?
I have listed the strong man of Kent, the king of the gypsies, a Scotch peddler, a scoundrel attorney, and a Welsh parson.
An attorney? Wert thou mad? List a lawyer, discharge him. Discharge him this minute.
Why, sir?
Because I will have nobody in my companion that can write. A fellow that can write can draw petitions. I say this minute discharge him.
And what shall I do with the parson?
Can he write?
He plays rarely upon the fiddle.
I'll keep him by all means, but how stands the country affected? Are the people pleased with the news of my coming to town?
Sir, the mob are so pleased with your honour, and the justices and a better sort of people are so delighted with me that we shall soon do our business. But, sir, you have got a recruit here that you think little of.
Who?
One that you beat up last time when you were in the country. You remember the old friend Molly at the castle?
She's not a child, I hope.
No, no, sir. She was brought to bed yesterday.
Kite, she must father the child.
Humph. And so her friends will oblige me to marry the mother.
If she should, she will take her with us. She can wash, you know, and make a bed upon occasion.
Aye, or unmake it upon occasion. But your honour knows that I am married already.
To how many?
I can't tell readily. I've set them down here upon the back of the muster roll. Let me see. Imprimus, Mrs. Shirley Snicker Eyes. She sells potatoes upon Ordman Quay in Dublin. Peggy Guzzle, the brandy woman at the Horse Guard at the Whitehall. Dolly Wagon, the carrier's daughter in Hull. Mademoiselle Van Bottomflat at the Bus. And Jenny Oakham, the ship carpenter's widow at Portsmouth. But I don't reckon upon her, for she was married at the same time to 2 lieutenants of Marines, and the man's of war's boatswain.
A full company. You have named 5. Come, make him half a dozen. Kite, is a child a boy or a girl?
A chopping boy.
Then set the mother down in your list and the boy in mine. Enter him a grenadier by the name of Francis Kite, absent upon furlough. I'll allow you a man to pay for his subsistence. Now go and comfort the wench in the straw.
I shall, sir.
But hold, have you made any use of your German doctor's habit since you arrived?
Yes, yes, sir. And my fame's all about the country for the most faithful fortune teller that has ever told a lie. I was obliged to let my landlord into the secret for the convenience of keeping it so, but he's an honest fellow and I'll trust it to any roguery that is confided to him. This device, sir, will get you men and me money, which I think is all we want at present. But yonder comes your friend Mr. Worthy. Has your honour had any further commands?
Not at present. 'Tis indeed the picture of Worthy, but the life's departed. What? Arms across, Worthy? Methinks you should hold them open when friend so near. Man has got vapours in his ears, I believe. I meant to expel this melancholy spirit. Spleen thou worst of fiends below. Fly, I conjure thee by this magic blow.
Plume, my dear captain, welcome, safe and sound return.
I escaped safe from Germany and sound, I hope, from London. You see I've lost neither leg, arm, nor nose. Then for my inside, 'tis neither troubled with sympathies nor antipathies, and I have an excellent stomach for roast beef.
Thou happy fellow, once I was so.
What ails thee, man? No inundations nor earthquakes in Wales, I hope. Has your father rose from the dead and reassumed his estate?
No.
Then you are married, surely?
No.
Then you are mad, or turning Quaker?
I must start with it. Your once gay roving friends dwindled into an obsequious, thoughtful, romantic, constant coxcomb.
And pray, what is all this for?
For a woman.
Shake hands, brother, if you go to that. Behold me as obsequious, as thoughtful, and as constant a coxcomb as your worship.
For who?
For a regiment. But for a woman, 's death. I'd be constant to 15 at a time, but never melancholy for one. And can the love of one bring you into this pickle? Pray, who is this miraculous Helen?
A Helen indeed. Not to be wondered a 10 years siege as a great beauty, as a great jilt.
A jilt? Foe! Is she as great a whore?
No, no.
'Tis 10,000 pities. But who is she? Do I know her?
Very well.
No.
No.
What think you?
No. Very well. All right.
Impossible! I know no woman that will hold out a 10-year siege.
What do you think of Melinda?
Melinda? Why, she began to capitulate this time 12 month, and offered to surrender upon honourable terms, and I advised to propose a settlement of £500 a year to her, for I last went abroad.
I did, and she heartened to, desiring only 1 week to consider, when wrote her hopes the town was relieved, and I was forced to turn my siege into a blockade.
Explain.
My Lady Richley, her aunt in Flintshire, dies, and leaves her at this critical time £20,000.
Oh, the devil! What a delicate woman was there spoiled! But by the rules of war now, Worthy proclaimed as foolish. After such a convey of provisions was entered the place, you could have no thought about reducing it by famine. You should have redoubled your attacks, taken the town by storm, or have died upon the breach.
I did make it one general assault, and pushed it with all my forces, but I was so vigorously repulsed that, despairing ever gaming her for a mistress, I've altered my conduct, giving my addresses the obsequious and distant turn, and count her now for a wife.
So, as you grew obsequious, she grew haughty, and because you approached her as a goddess, she used you like a dog.
Exactly.
'Tis the way of them all. Come, Worthy, your obsequious and distant airs will never bring you together. You must not think to surmount her pride by your humility. Would you bring her to better thoughts of you, she must be reduced to a meaner opinion of herself. Let me see, the very first thing that I would do should be to lie with her chambermaid, and hire 3 or 4 wenches in the neighbourhood to report that I had got them with child. Suppose you lampooned all the pretty women in town, and left her out. What if you made a ball, and forgot to invite her with 1 or 2 of the ugliest?
These would be mortifications. I must confess, but we live in such a precise dull place that we can have no balls, no lampoon, no...
What? No bastards? And so many recruiting officers in town. I thought it was a maxim among these leaders and their recruits in the countries they carried out.
Nobody doubts your goodwill, noble captain, in serving your country with best blood. Witness our friend Molly at the castle. There have been tears in town about that business, captain.
I hope Sylvia has not heard of it.
Oh, sir, have you thought of her? I began to fancy you had forgot poor Sylvia.
Oh, your affairs have put mine quite out of my head. 'Tis true, Sylvia and I had once agreed to go to bed together, could we adjusted preliminaries, but she would have the wedding before consummation, and I was for consummation before the wedding. We could not agree. She was a pert, obstinate fool, and I would lose her maidenhead her own way, so she may keep it from Plume.
Or do you intend to marry upon no other conditions?
Your pardon, sir, I'll marry upon no condition at all. If I should, I'm resolved never to bind myself to a woman for my whole life, till I know whether I shall like her company for half an hour. Suppose I'm married to a woman that wanted a leg. Such a thing might be, unless I had done the good beforehand. If people would but try one another's constitutions before they engage, it would prevent all those elopements, divorces, and the devil knows what.
Nay, for that matter, the town did not stick to it to say that.
I hate country towns for that reason. If your town has a dishonourable thought of Sylvia, it deserves to be burnt to the ground. I love Sylvia. I admire her frank, generous disposition. There's something in that girl more than woman. Her sex is but a foil to her. The ingratitude, dissimulation, envy, pride, avarice, and vanity of her sister females do but set off their contraries in her. In short, were I once a general, I would marry her.
Both you have reasons, but were you but a corporal, she would marry you. But my Melinda coquettes it with every fellow she sees. I lay £50 she makes love to you.
I'll lay £50 I return it if she does. Look ye, Worthy, I'll win her and I'll give her to you afterwards.
If you win her, you shall wear her faith. I will not give a fig for the conquest, without the credit of the victory. Enter Kite.
Well, yeah. She definitely gets it.
Fuck.
Captain! Captain, where you're here! You may speak out, here are none but friends.
Good. You know, sir, that you sent me to comfort the good woman in the stormy Molly, my wife, Mr. Worthy.
Oh, very well. You wish you joy, Mr. Kite.
Your worship is very well. Your worship very well may. What does that mean? Your worship very well may, for I have got both a wife and a child in half an hour. But as I was saying, you sent me to comfort Miss Molly, my wife, I mean. But what do you think, sir? She was better comforted before I came.
As how?
Sir! Why, sir, a footman in a blue livery had bought her 10 guineas to buy her baby's clothes.
Who? In the name of one who can send them?
Nay, sir, I must whisper that. Mrs. Sylvia.
Sylvia? Generous creature.
Sylvia? Impossible.
Here be the guineas, sir. I took the golden part of my wife's portion. Nay, further, sir, she sent word to the child should be taken all imaginable care of, and that she intended to stand godmother. And the same footman, as I was coming to you with this news, called after me and told me that this lady would speak with me. I went upon hearing that you would come to town. She gave me half a guinea for the news, and then ordered me to tell you, tell Justice Valens, her father, who is just come out of the country, who would be glad to see you.
Oh, there's a girl for you, Worthy. Is there anything of woman in this? No, 'tis noble and generous. Manly friendship. Show me another woman that would lose an inch of her prerogative that way, without tears, fits, and reproaches. The common jealousy of her sex, which is nothing but their avarice of pleasure, she despises, and can part with the lover, though she dies for the man. Come, Worthy, where's the best wine? For there I'll porter.
Porter has a fresh pint of choice from Barcelona, which I will not let him pierce for, because I reserve the maidenhead of it for your welcome to town.
Let's away then. Mr. Kite, wait on the lady in my humble way, and tell her that I know it shall only refresh a little, and wait on her.
Hold, Kite. Have you seen the other recruiting captain?
No, sir.
Another? Who is he?
My rival in the first place, and the most unaccountable fellow. So I'll tell you more as we go.
Someone get back Jessica on pictures. Sorry. Cousin Sylvia! Every time I reach into the country, the Shrewsbury and all your heads and shires, the most regular places for living. We have smoke, noise, scandal, affection, pretension. In short, there is everything to give the spleen and nothing to divert it. Then the air is intolerable.
Oh, madam, I have heard the town commended for its air.
Oh, but don't consider, Sylvia, how long I've lived in it. For I can assure you that for a lady these least nice in her constitution, no air can be good above half a year. A change in air I take to be the most agreeable of any variety in life.
As you say, Cousin Melinda, there are several sorts of airs. Airs in conversation, airs in behaviour, airs in dress. Then we have our quality airs, our sickly airs, our reserved airs, and sometimes our impudent airs.
Hush! I talk only of the air we breathe, or more properly of that we taste. Have you not, Sylvia, found a vast difference in the taste of airs?
Pray, cousin, are not vapours a sort of air? Taste air? You might as well tell me I may feed upon air. But prithee, my dear Melinda, don't put on such airs to me. Your education and mine were just the same, and I remember the time when we never troubled our heads about air, when the sharp air from the Welsh mountains made our noses drop in the cold morning at the boarding school.
Our education, cousin, was the same, but our temperaments had nothing alike. You have the constitution of a horse.
So far as to be troubled with neither spleen, colic, nor vapours, I need no salt for my stomach, no hartshorn for my head, no wash for my complexion. I can gallop all the morning after the hunting horn, and all the evening after a fiddle. In short, I can do everything with my father but drink and shoot flying, and I'm sure I can do everything my mother could, were I put on the trial.
You're a fair way of being put to, for I'm told your captain is come to town.
Why, Melinda, he is come, and I'll take care he shan't go without a companion.
Oh, you're certainly mad, cousin.
And there's a pleasure sure in being mad, which none but madmen know.
Oh, thou poor romantic quickscope. Hast thou the vanity to imagine that a poor, young, sprightly officer that rambles over half the globe in half a year can confine his thoughts to the little daughter of a country justice in an obscure corner of the world?
What care I for his thoughts? I should not like a man with confined thoughts. It shows a narrowness of soul. Constancy is but a dull, sleepy quality at best. They will hardly admit it among the manly virtues, nor do I think it deserves a place with bravery, knowledge, policy, justice, and some other qualities that are proper with the noble sex. In short, Melinda, I think a petticoat a mighty simple thing, and hardly tired of my sex.
That is, you are tired of an appendix to our sex that you can't so handsomely get rid of in petticoats as if you are in breeches. Oh, my conscience, Sylvia, hadst thou been a man, thou hast been the greatest rake in Christendom.
I should endeavour to know the world, which a man can never do thoroughly without 100 friendships, and as many amours. And now I think on't, how stands your affair with Mr. Worthy?
He's my aversion.
Vapours!
What do you say, madam?
I say that you should not use that honest fellow so inhumanely. He's a gentleman of parts and fortune, and beside that, he's my Plume's friend. and by all that's sacred, if you don't use him better, I shall expect satisfaction.
Satisfaction? You begin to fancy yourself in breeches in good earnest. The beast playing with you. I like Worthy the worst being so intimate with your captain, for I take it to be loose, idle, unmanly coxcomb.
Oh, madam, you never saw him. And perhaps, since you are mistress of £20,000, you only knew him when you were capitulating with Worthy for settlement, which perhaps you might encourage him to be a little loose and unmanly with you.
What do you mean, madam?
Better it had, madam, for methinks you are too plain. You've taken my line. You mean the plainness of your person, and I think your ladyship is as plain to me in the full.
Were I sure of that, I should be glad to take up with a Red Kelly officer like you do.
Look'ee, madam, you're in your own house.
And if you'd kept in yours, I should have excused you.
Don't be troubled, madam. I shan't desire to have my visit returned.
The sooner, therefore, you make an end of this, the better.
I'm easily advised to follow my inclinations. So, madam, your humble servant.
Oh, saucy thing!
What's the matter, madam?
Did you not see how proud nothing she swells upon the arrival of her fellow?
Her fellow has not been long enough arrived to occasion any great swelling with him. I don't believe she has seen him yet.
Nor shan't, if I can help it. Let me see. I have it. Bring me my paper and my ink. Hold. I'll write it in my closet.
An answer to this letter, I hope, madam.
Who sent it?
Your captain, madam.
Oh, he's a fool, and I'm tired of him. Send it back unopened.
The messenger's gone, madam.
Then how shall I send an answer? Call him back immediately while I go write.
Look here, Captain.
Yes?
Give us but blood for our money, and you shan't want men. I remember that for some years of the last war, we had no blood nor wounds, but in the officers' mouths, nothing for our millions but newspapers, but not worth the reading. Our armies did nothing but play at prison bars, and hide and seek with our enemy. But now ye have brought us colours, and standards, and prisoners. Of my life, Captain, get us but another marshal of France, and I'll go myself for a soldier.
Pray, Mr. Balance, how does your fair daughter?
Ah, Captain, what is my daughter to a is that how you say it, marshal? Yeah. Of France. We're upon a nobler subject, and I want to have a particular description of the Battle of Hochstadt.
The battle, sir, was a very pretty battle as one should desire to see. We were all so intent upon victory that we never minded the battle. All I know of the matter is, our general commanded us to beat the French, and we did so. And if he pleases to say the word, we'll do it again. But pray, sir, how does Mrs. Sylvia?
Still upon Sylvia, for shame, Captain, you're engaged already, wedding to the war. War is your mistress, and it is below a soldier to think of any other.
As a mistress, I confess. As a friend, Mr. Balance.
Come, Captain. Never mince the matter. Not you divulge my daughter if you could.
How, sir? I hope she's not to be divulged.
Faith, but she is, sir. Any woman in England of her age and complexion, I am man of your youth and vigour. Look you, Captain. Once I was young, and once an officer as you are, and I can guess as your thoughts now by what mine were then. And I remember very well that I would have given one of my legs to have deluded the daughter of an old plain country gentleman, as like me, as I was then like you.
Oh, but sir, was that country gentleman your friend and benefactor?
Not much of that.
Well, the comparison breaks. The favour, sir.
But oh, I hate speeches. If I have done you any service, Captain, 'twas to please myself, for I love thee, and if I could part with my girl, you should have her as soon as any young fellow I know. But I hope you have more honour than to quit the service, and she more prudence than to follow the count. But she's at her own disposal. She has £1,500 in her pocket, and so Sylvia! Sylvia!
There are some letters, sir, come by post from London. I left them on the table in the closet.
And here is a gentleman from Germany. Captain, you'll excuse me. I'll go read my letters and wait on you.
Say you're welcome in England.
You are indebted to me a welcome, madam, since the hopes of receiving it from this fair hand was the principal cause of my seeing England.
I have not been heard the soldiers are sincere. Shall I venture to believe public report?
You may, when 'tis backed by private insurance, for I swear, madam, by the honour of my profession, that whatever dangers I went upon, it was with hope of making myself more worthy of your esteem. And if I ever had thoughts of preserving my life, it was for the pleasure of dying at your feet.
Well, well, you shall die at my feet or where you will. But you know, sir, there's a certain will and testament to be made beforehand.
My will, madam, is made already, and there it is. And if you please to open that parchment, which was drawn the evening before the Battle of Blenheim, you will find whom I left my heir.
Mrs. Sylvia Balance. Well, Captain, this is a handsome and a substantial compliment, but I can assure you I am much better pleased with the bare knowledge of your intention than I should have been in the possession of your legacy. But methinks, sir, you should have left something to your little boy at the castle.
That's home, my little boy. Lack a day, madam, that I then alone may convince you 'twas none of mine. Why, the girl, madam, is my sergeant's wife, so the poor creature gave out that I was father, in hopes that my friends might support her in case of necessity. That was all, madam. My boy, no, no.
Madame, my master has received some ill news from London and desires to speak to you with you immediately. He begs the captain's pardon that he can wait on him as he promised.
Oh, ill news. Heavens averted, nothing could touch me nearer than to see that generous, worthy gentleman afflicted. I'll leave you to comfort her, and be assured that if my life and fortune can be any way serviceable to the father of my Sylvia, she shall freely command both.
The necessity must be very pressing. That would engage me to do either.